October 15th here. I'm going to be talking about chapters 5 and 6 of Kelly Gallagher's Write Like This. Chapter 5, Inquiry and Exploration Writing. Pretty self-explanatory, I guess. He talks at the beginning of that one about the lack of writing, mostly in schools currently. Writing is how students connect the dots in their knowledge. He says the National Commission on Writing recommends that schools double the amount of student writing across the content areas. So he is suggesting, obviously, that we are doing a fairly lackadaisical job of getting the appropriate amount of writing into our schools, and in all subjects, not just English. Often writing leads us to thoughts that we didn't know we had. So writing can actually be a focus for original thought instead of just only as a relay of, what do I know, how can I regurgitate it. It can also help us form thoughts that we don't even necessarily know we have. A couple examples of this. He has an activity he calls the why. Pick a statement from a newspaper and have the students think of ideas of why that might be. Everything from global warming to excessive traffic patterns is fair game for this. You can pretty much pick anything and just go from there. Idiomatic explanations. Pick an idiom, pick a phrase or a word or something that we say, and have the kids look up the background to it. Where did the phrase "kick the bucket" come from, for instance? Why do we say that? Why does that mean someone's about to die? Someone died, they kicked the bucket. What on earth connects those two things? His idea is to have the kids write multiple choice questions and then try to fool each other, actually, which would be kind of fun. Rumor has it, interpret urban legends. Similar to the idiom one, pick an urban legend and research it. See if it's true. See if you can figure out what caused it. See if you can figure out where it started. Quote here from him: what I really like about having my students explore urban legends is that it sharpens their BS detectors. A number of these exercises he specifically notes that they are helpful in terms of real life, and especially in this one, inquiring and exploring, they're formational for how to ask good questions and how to look deeply to figure out real answers. Last example here for this one, what the future holds, kind of like the Disney World Futurama or whatever it is, attractions. Take a guess at what the future is going to look like. Based on today, based on what you see now, what do you think it's going to be? What kind of cars are we going to drive? What's the computer going to be? How are things going to work? Brave New World, that type of idea. Is it going to go south? Is it going to keep going, getting better? Couple of fun ones there. Chapter 6 is all about analyzing and interpreting. So, seeing instead of just looking, basically. Look carefully and then figure out what's going on. Accurately understand what it is that you're seeing. A couple examples here. A blaming one. This one's real easily assigned, or kind of farmed out to literature concepts. Assign blame for activities or actions. So his example is Romeo and Juliet. Create an analysis tree of, okay, this action resulted in these other ones, and those two split off into this stuff. So we can trace this all backwards to this action from this particular character. Imagine if you ever played this game, it's actually pretty fun. I think this would be a fascinating way to look at different characters, see how we could run them together as action-wise, how they relate, or temperament, or whatever. But for example, if Batman were a Western character, who would he be? Would he be the sheriff, the outlaw, the deputy, the farmer? Would he be a barkeeper? So it's kind of a multiple choice question game. It's fun. It would be fairly simple. I think you could pretty much use the same questions and just insert the characters that you needed to. And it would get the kids to think outside of the box of normal association. Connect the dots is another one. Choose a life event of yours or a plot event in a book, obviously, and analyze how that particular instance came to be. what led up to it, what influenced you that direction, what was going on behind the scenes that got you to where you were. And jumping the shark, last one here, identify the moment when a TV show begins quote-unquote desperation writing. I believe the name came from a show where one of the characters jumped over a shark. It was water skiing and jumped over a shark to try and add an element of danger or suspense or surprise or something, because they obviously weren't keeping their audience from their standard of writing. So try and identify, number one, when this happens, number two, what was good before that happened, and number three, how it went downhill afterwards. Couple of examples there for chapter 6, analyze and interpret. Again, these are both chapter 5 and 6 are fitting into his two main goals, which are create real writing situations and show models. Model. Let them see you write, let them watch you struggle through it, and show them other people, professional writers, who are doing the same things. So, 2 quotes for the end here tonight. Mark Twain quote, "I never let my schooling interfere with my education." And then one from Mr. Gallagher, "The more our students wrestle with how and why questions, the deeper thinkers they will become." Obviously, both of these chapters, inquiring, exploring, analyzing, and interpreting, that's all fairly deep thinking. That's pretty heavy-duty stuff. So that's a tall order to get any age of student to do that, to get any kind of person to do that. So I applaud the effort here, and I really like some of these examples.